Some submariners refer to the U.S. Connecticut as the supercar of submarines. This $3 billion piece of American military gear is quick and fitted with the newest technology. But it can only be purchased when the cost is not a factor. The U.S. Navy claims that on October 2, a nuclear-powered attack sub of the Seawolf class slammed into an underwater mountain in the Pacific, despite its expensive cost and advanced technology. On the Pacific island of Guam, Connecticut is currently dockside at a U.S. Navy facility. The Navy claims it reached the location, which is more than 1,800 miles, 2,900 kilometers, east of the South China Sea, on its own, and that its nuclear reactor was unharmed, even though 11 members received minor injuries as a result of the accident. When it relieved Connecticut's commander of their command due to a lack of trust on Thursday, the Navy dropped a hint as to what may have caused the tragedy. Lieutenant Skipper Patrick Cashin, the executive officer, and Master Chief Sonar Technician Corey Rogers, the boat's captain, were all removed from their duties together with the commanding officer, Cameron Al-Jilani. According to a statement regarding the decision, Vice Admiral Carl Thomas, commander of the U.S. 7th Fleet, concluded that sound judgment, prudent decision-making, and adherence to required procedures in navigation planning, watch team execution, and risk management could have prevented the incident. Because of how harsh the underwater environment is, even minor errors can have serious repercussions. According to Shugart, who is currently an adjunct senior fellow at the Center for a New American Security, surface ships or a sub operating at periscope depth can rely on global positioning satellites to provide sailors with a very exact location. However, GPS devices are unavailable at depths. They were utilizing their compasses and maps, submariners. As much as 80% of the Earth's bottom remains unmapped due to the process's expense and length. Less than 50% of the seafloor has been mapped in the busy South China Sea, where China has been building and militarily fortifying manufactured islands, and through which a third of the world's maritime trade passes, according to David Sandwell, a professor of geophysics at Scripps Institution of Oceanography in California. China has also been building and fortifying these artificial islands. According to the U.S. Navy, where exactly Connecticut struck the seamount is unknown. The service claims that it happened in Indo-Pacific waters, but U.S. defense officials earlier informed CNN that it happened in the South China Sea. Sandwell made an effort to concentrate his efforts. As much as 80% of the Earth's bottom remains unmapped due to the process's expense and length. Less than 50% of the seafloor has been mapped in the busy South China Sea, where China has been building and militarily fortifying manufactured islands and through which a third of the world's maritime trade passes, according to David Sandwell, a professor of geophysics at Scripps Institution of Oceanography in California. China has also been building and fortifying these artificial islands. According to the U.S. Navy, where exactly Connecticut struck the seamount is unknown. A seamount in the Pacific Ocean, 350 miles, 563 kilometers south of Guam, was struck on January 8, 2005 by the U.S. San Francisco, an attack submarine of the Los Angeles class. One of the 137 members of the crew was killed in the incident, while 97 others were hurt. The seamount, which was not on the chart the sub's commanders were using at the time, was struck by the San Francisco as it was operating at maximum speed at a depth of 525 feet, 160 meters, according to a Navy investigation. The investigation discovered, however, that other charts in the commander's possession that showed a navigational hazard in the area should have informed them of the existence of the undersea mountain. The number of submarines in existence is increasing, as is the commitment to preserving the crew's safety. The Dynamic Monarch exercise is a live submarine search, escape, and rescue exercise in which numerous nations from all over the world take part every 3 years. In order to learn how to rescue crew members from sinking submarines, a number of NATO partners and observer nations assembled. Thousands of military personnel and civilians participated in the exercise, developing strategies and putting the most up-to-date tools and techniques for handling crises to the test. Operating in emergency scenarios is made more challenging by the sea, which may be a challenging and cruel aspect of nature. To increase the effectiveness and efficiency of rescue efforts, technologies are continuously improved and created. It was said that the atmospheric diving suit could dive to a depth of 60 feet when it first appeared in the 18th century. The submarines you may wear are now a result of its advancements and refinements, which allow it to dive up to 2,300 feet while maintaining increased agility and maneuverability. An unexpected backup supply that keeps the suit alive for an additional 48 hours is included in the suit. Deep submergence rescue ship Anteo of the Italian Navy is where the bright yellow Serv 300 deep submergence rescue vehicle is stationed. The vessel, which was initially delivered in 1999, can operate up to 984 feet below the surface. In addition to the operating crew, the 980-foot-long submergence rescue vehicle contains a rescue chamber that can accommodate 12 passengers and a displacement of 27 tons. With 15 additional passengers in the rescue compartments in addition to the rescue team. A more modern version of the vessel being developed by its constructor, Draz Galazzi, is currently capable of diving to a maximum depth of 2133 feet. The Dynamic Monarch exercise included the deployment of the McCann Underwater Rescue Chamber by the U.S. Navy's Undersea Rescue Command. Approximately 100 contractors and reservists round out this submarine rescue command's 145 members, which includes 45 active duty officers and enlisted officers. Rescue of submariners from bottom submarines or those unable to surface is accomplished using the pier-shaped steel chamber. It was created during World War II and had an 850-foot maximum depth at which it could pull up to 6 persons to safety. A tethered cable is used to lower 2 crew members into the chamber, where they are connected to the phone and electrical cables for their practical needs. It attaches to the submarine's hatch to allow for the safe loading of submariners aboard the rescue chamber. The Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom oversees the NATO submarine rescue system on behalf of France and Norway. The device can save 15 people at once and runs in 4-hour cycles, with the help of 2 pilots and an attendant. The system, also known as SRV-1, is equipped with a fiber optic umbilical to deliver video stream communications and a data link to the surface operators. All 3 of the system's components, the intervention system, the rescue vehicle, and the transfer under pressure devices, can be deployed practically anywhere in the world in less than 72 hours. The secretive submarine operation is frequently referred to as the silent service because it goes unnoticed and unheard of. Volunteers in the U.S. Navy who have undergone extensive selection and training run them. They also need to go through 3 phases of physical training and testing to check if they can adjust to the extreme pressure difference between the surface and the submarine's working depth. This is in addition to academic and technical training. Basic instruction in the design, build, and use of nuclear-powered submarines is provided by submarine schools. They are trained to carry out damage control and firefighting to isolate or lessen a developing issue. One of the most significant training programs has existed for many years. The pupils practice escaping from a crippled submarine in 40 feet of water in the escape chamber in order to avoid significant and potentially fatal consequences if not done correctly. In order to ensure that they can handle the risky and frequently difficult existence in the submarines, their mental and physical capabilities are assessed and tracked. A number of updated submarine simulators are housed at the Naval Submarine School in Connecticut to acquaint officers and enlisted people with the actual submarine operation. The entire environment was created to look like a submarine bridge, right on down to the green paint on the wall. The school offers realistic current and intense training for the submariners to start preparing them for the hazardous settings and scenarios that lie ahead. Examples include berthing the submarine and resurfacing through ice casualty scenarios. The mission of a submariner has not altered over time despite changes in technology and training. Being able to function hundreds of feet below the ocean's surface requires both the physical and mental aptitude that submariners need. This is the professional path taken by the chosen 5,000 officers and 55,000 sailors who comprise the U.S. Navy submarine fleet and raise the multifunctional mast. What are your thoughts on the billion-dollar Navy submarine? Please share your thoughts on this in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're there, please turn on the notification bell to ensure you receive all our upcoming uploads. I hope you had a great time watching the video. We'll meet at the next one.